Hey, good morning, guys. Good morning. Welcome to Pillow Talk with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and I'm here with my lovely wife, Dr. Alicia. How you doing today, babe?
I'm doing pretty good. How's everybody else doing?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how. It seems to me like there's a
Are
lot
we
going on.
are we scared yet?
Well, let's start off. Let's start off. I see Clyde is here, Derek and Tobias and Harper and Amari and Morris. Miss Tequila, Lisa Williams says good morning.
Good
Miss
morning,
Mr.
Lisa.
Shelby Blue is asking about stocks. Yeah, I'm going to talk a little bit about that later on today on the Black Financial Channel, and also in our stock market class. Those of you that are enrolled in the stock market class, I promise you, I will put a list of stocks today or tomorrow. We're flying out of town, and I'm going to put a list of stocks up there. If you go to intelligentblackpeople.com, for those of you that are supporting the channel, subscribed, I will list about 7 stocks for you that I think are great stocks to buy during this downturn. So, how are y'all feeling today? I mean, this is kind of a we need to do a mental what do you call a wellness check.
A
Is that what y'all
wellness
call
check
it?
for everybody.
Yeah, we're doing a wellness check on the world. How y'all feeling today? Is anybody feeling a little bit kind of on edge, a little anxious? How are you feeling today? I'll tell you what, this thing in the Ukraine, oof, let's throw Vladimir Putin up here.
Look at that gangster picture of him.
He's like
He's
Biggie
hardcore.
Putin.
He really is. Like, doesn't isn't he part of the KGB? He's a
Yeah,
form. Well, I don't know if you ever retire from s- cooperative, operative. What is it called? Operative
well,
organizations. You never retire.
yeah,
You're always a member.
like Al Sharpton.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It's like even my understanding of like the military, like you kind of retire from the military, but you don't really retire.
Well, the
If they
retire,
need you, they'll call you back.
yeah, retirement's like a cover. You
Yeah, it
know,
is. It really
yeah,
is.
yeah. I think once you're an agent for the government, you never
You
stop.
always an agent. You can't unlearn what you learned and what you saw.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I'll
Look
tell
at
you,
him.
Arturo says he feels great. Some of us don't feel.
Yeah, well,
The
it's
old school KGB thug. Yep, he
he
sure
sure
is.
is. And the thing is, like, why spring this on us in February? Like, it's the most depressing month of the
Well,
year.
it's the worst Black History Month ever. They started the month off with the Bill Cosby documentary.
And
Remember
then
that?
they end
They
with
were like, we're gonna release this on Black History Month to remind y'all that Negroes ain't nothing.
that's right. That's right. We're in a bad case, and then they're gonna end with World War III.
Man.
This is really. It's funny. It's no joke though. It is funny
Well,
though.
war is very serious, and do I think it's going to cause problems around the world? Yeah, yeah, Grips. From the research I've been doing on this whole thing in the Ukraine, the big problem is that for whatever reason, the United States feels obligated to involve itself in the Russian-Ukrainian conflict. I personally believe it all comes down to money, and I think also, um,
And power.
right, and well, money, power too, but it's kind of like a lot of us, I think, we're sitting around wondering, like, why do we care about Ukraine?
Well, you know what's interesting? My history teacher from high school, who I'm Facebook friends with, he did a whole long post on why we really need to pay attention to Ukraine. And it was well done. I sent it to you, boys. You have to
Hmm.
take a look at it. But it was really interesting because Ukraine is a pretty big country. That was the first thing he mentioned. And the second thing he mentioned was that it has a lot of resources there.
Mm-hmm.
And so and then I didn't get to read the rest of the article, honestly. But I just know nothing about foreign affairs. And it's like all I can do to keep up with what's happening here in this country. But to figure out what's going on in Ukraine and Russia, it's confusing. And the fact that the history, you have to like to get it, you have to know the history of that area. Like, wasn't it all Soviet Union at one point?
Yeah.
And then it broke up into to Ukraine. See, I'm even kind of sketchy on the history of that, and I feel terrible about that. I
Yeah.
barely know what's going on here in this own country. Like, why am I worried about what's happening in Eastern Europe?
Well, here's the thing, right? Most wars connect to money, in my opinion. I think about it. If this were, um, I don't know, Ethiopia attacking, a neighboring country, the United States would not feel obligated to involve itself. They wouldn't be saying, "Oh my God, this could be World War III," right? It comes down to the fact that I'm guessing, from what I've read, I'm speculating that because the Ukraine has resources and there's money to be made, then that country becomes a specific strategic battleground. The United States doesn't, they always talk about, well, we support the freedom of the Ukrainian people, blah, blah, blah. But they don't really back anybody unless you got something that they need. Again, if this were two African countries going at it, it wouldn't even be on the news.
See, I'm more worried about the citizens of Ukraine at this point. I'm a humanitarian. Like they sent out a message saying if you could leave Ukraine, just get out. If you can get out, like citizens, you need to just leave.
Yeah.
Like, how do you tell someone that?
Well,
just pack up and go.
Yeah. Well, the thing about war is
Oh,
war is happening all around the world. Genocide. People are dying every day. Thousands of people die every day just because, right? And so, it's not to say I don't have a heart for what the Ukrainian people are going through, but I also have a heart for what Black people are going through.
oh gosh, yes.
There are war zones right here in Chicago, where people are going to die today. They're going to die this week.
They will.
So that tends to be top of mind for me. But at the same time, I see politics written all over this. I think a lot of people are asking the logical question, like, wait a minute, you mean to tell me that there could be nuclear missiles being launched across the world over a country that most of us didn't even learn anything about this country when we were kids? It doesn't mean Ukraine's not important. It doesn't mean that it's not vast and large and full of resources. But I get sick of these politicians always playing games. They play games. They get us all riled up. Like we have to fight to defend the freedom of Ukraine. That's why you're gonna pay $5 for a gallon of gas. People are like, man, you could take that and shove it up your butt.
Well, I mean, gas prices are already high, so now they're going to go up. They're going to get even worse now. I mean, hey, guess what? What was the very first thing that came out of my mouth when we learned that Biden won the administration, the presidential? What was the very first thing I said?
Oh, you did say this.
What did I predict, boys?
Let me give you your props. Let me give you your flowers. You said when Biden got elected, you said there's going to be a war. You said he's going to declare war on somebody.
I did.
And the crazy thing is, as ridiculous as Trump was,
he never declared war on anybody.
Trump never went to war. Obama went over, took out Gaddafi. Didn't nobody ask Obama to go take out Gaddafi, but he just volunteered to do it.
That hurts.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
And now you got a war with Biden. I mean, I'm not saying that I want to be a Republican, but I don't want to be in a war unless it's necessary.
Isn't Trump the only president that never declared war on somebody?
Well, Trump declared war. He declared war on the world on his Twitter account. So let's not let Trump off the hook. I mean,
I'm not letting him off. I'm not a Trump supporter, but
yeah,
he never declared war on anybody.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, the price of oil is going up. I think somebody mentioned it here. I put it on the screen. I don't have the name in front of me. That they had invested in oil. And and actually, just so you guys know, just so I can brag a little bit, I mentioned to the students months ago that investing in oil companies and oil could be a good move because as the reopening was occurring, there were already upward pressure points on the price of oil. Like as with the reopening economy, what tends to happen is when consumers buy more stuff, the price of oil goes up because people are out and they're driving and they're doing stuff. And so the price of oil was already going up even before this happened.
Right. Now
that there's there's this thing going on in the Middle East, the price of oil has shot through the roof. So not every investor is struggling right now. By the way, you guys are watching Pillow Talk with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. This is where we get up and we let you guys in on what two professors talk about when they're laying against their pillow and they love each other. If you could, please hit the thumbs up button, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, share, subscribe if you haven't done it yet. And also, Alicia is a licensed therapist and full professor of social work. She sees couples on a regular basis. So if you'd like to know more about what she does, you can visit coachingwithdralicia.com. She's really good at her craft. All right, so here's one thing I was thinking about, right? First of all, I think we should change the tone, make it more positive for a second. And let me show everybody this little thing you made for me. Look at that. She sent this to me. I thought that I just want to acknowledge I
That's
appreciate,
old by now.
but I appreciated it though.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I thought it
I
was
think
nice.
words of affirmation is your love language.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
It's not my love language, so that's something I have to get used
Uh,
to try to do because you like that. I
well,
want your tank to be full. Your
well,
love tank to be full.
you'll fill my tank. Well, you know, gas is $5 a gallon though. You
Yeah.
sure you can
So
fill
it's
my
gonna
tank?
cost you. It's gonna cost you. Well, it's gonna cost me to fill your tank.
Oh,
There we go.
look at you talking in metaphors. All right, so anyway, so here's in terms of just other thoughts. We you might have also noticed that the stock market's really crashing, and what if you want to get sort of the financial angle on all of this, just know that what's going on right now, what you see right now with the stock market is I know I know it's stressing you out if you're an investor, and I'll tell you most of the people that follow on my platforms are investors. Don't freak out and panic. Right, this is a dip that I'm gonna buy. This is a correction that was a long time coming, and I know it's driving you crazy. So what you might want to do to cope is just look away. Just think about something else. Think about something that's gonna make you feel better. Like don't keep looking at your portfolio every hour because Chanel, yes, it will continue to stress you out. I don't know if you're talking about the financial stress or the stress of the World War III thing. But either way, though, well, the World War III thing, we can't look away from that, right? We got to kind of at least keep track of that on some level. But the stock thing, the stock market does that. The stock
So
market's a wild bronco.
I think what you're trying to say is that pay attention to what you can control.
Mm,
Just recognize I can't control. It's always possible that I could lose everything, but it's always possible that things can increase. And you talk about diversifying and all these other ways where you can be a little safer. But you can't control what happens. You can't control what you really can't in this moment. Can't control what's going on right now, and it sparks a lot of anxiety in people. But you just need to
mhm.
just focus on your day to day life.
So what if I'm coming in like and I'm like Chanel and I say, I got a lot of financial stress right now. I'm feeling financial
Hmm.
anxiety, can't sleep, stomach hurts, just feeling on edge. What are some tips, to kind of cope with that?
Yeah, I mean, well, first thing, your stock portfolio is crashing, gas prices are going up, and not only that, but just the price of food is going up. I went to the grocery store, not that I really pay too much attention to the bill, but I only had like a couple of bags of groceries, and the bill was like really high.
Mm,
So I'm like, everything is going up, and so we're seeing a lot of strain and stress on us as consumers,
hmm.
and so yeah, it can definitely cause some anxiety, and there's nothing you can do about it. You're just kind of stuck in it. And
So
so
how
it's pretty tough.
so how can I make myself feel better? How do I cope?
Well, you deal with the reality.
Mm,
You deal with the reality that things are tough, and then you make a plan. You sit down with the people who are close to you in your household, that you plan the household budget, you come up with the plan and you execute. And then sometimes it's like cutting things out. What is it that we're doing that we don't need to do? We don't have to go out to eat. We can make we can make red beans and rice in the house. It don't Red beans and rice cost what, $3?
mm,
And so you have to teach yourself to be happy eating beans for dinner. It doesn't mean that you're broke. I cook
mm.
beans for dinner all the time.
Well, you know what I think of.
And then it's just your mentality. So I think that you just have to have a plan, whatever your plan is, to cut back or to do whatever with your portfolio, and then execute that plan, and then the anxiety should go away.
Well,
So I think anxiety is a good thing. I know you want to jump in, but I just want to say one more thing. I think anxiety is a good thing. Like, it motivates you to want to take action. But
mm,
once you take action, you come up with a plan, there shouldn't be residuals. Like,
mm,
your anxiety should go down. You shouldn't have to worry about it so much. So anxiety is your friend.
mm. Okay,
What were you going to say? I know you're trying to jump
I
in.
totally forgot now.
Oh, you lost your train of thought?
Yeah, you gotta let me get it
Okay,
out
wait.
before
What
I
was I
forget.
saying?
I
Well,
don't
I
know.
was lose. I had to go on my thought because it's one thing to. Okay, so for instance, the pandemic, right? So what did we do? We came up with a plan of what we were going to do to protect ourselves, to make sure to reduce the probability that we will
Mm,
get sick and die, right?
Yeah.
We did a whole lot of things. We boosted our immune system. We used hand sanitizer. We put a mask on. We socially distanced. But that's what we did. We lived our lives. We had a plan. We put our plan in place. The anxiety should go away then. Because it's always possible that you could definitely get sick. It's always possible that things can turn sour, but you can't have that cripple you. So you
Hmm.
have to embrace you have to embrace the possibility, reduce the chances, come up with a plan, and just live your life.
Everybody, you're listening to Pillow Talk with Dr. Boyce and Dr. Alicia Watkins. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins, and this is my wife, Dr. Alicia Watkins. And if you want to know more about the work Dr. Alicia does, you can go to coachingwithdralicia.com, or you can follow her at Coaching with Dr. Alicia. Well, let's change the tone just a second.
We're changing the
There's
tone
some
again.
interesting stuff happening this week. So we had some good conversations this week. I know a couple of things we that were discussed that was like a really big topic was we talked about rappers and whether or not rappers are doing enough for the black community. And I actually did a poll and I asked, do you think rappers do enough for the black community? And 94% of you said no. So the
Oh,
black community, so whether or not rappers are doing enough is a debatable topic, but it looks like the majority. Give me a yes or no if you think rappers are doing enough for the black community. But this poll, which had thousands of respondents, that's a big sample size, over 6,000 respondents. 94% of you said no. So that was an interesting topic. So you can check down the channel to kind of see some of that. And then also, I spoke a little bit about, and I know this is more in your wheelhouse, so we can readdress this, but two beauty queens who ended up dead in a very short period of time.
wait, there was a second one?
Yeah, yeah. Miss Alabama and Miss USA 2019, Chesley Christ and the other sister, I don't have her name in front of me. Zoe, I
Is
believe.
that three? Are you talking about three?
Two. There's two.
There's two. Okay,
Yeah.
Miss Alabama, what happened to her?
They're saying that they both took their own lives,
Oh,
but I've been getting my inbox has been filled up with people telling me that Miss Alabama that her situation was more complex than that. I don't know. I don't know, but I'll come back to you guys and let you know what others are saying about that. So that was pretty intense.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it was really sad.
Yeah, we do you want to we can talk about it later if you want.
Yeah, let's talk about it later. Let's
I
talk.
do have thoughts
Let's come.
about, what's happening right now. Beauty queens, the
Oh,
pressure on a beauty queen. Who
really?
knew?
Tell me about the pressure on the beauty queen.
I mean, first of all, it's the ultimate perfection. You have to be perfect at everything. You have to walk right, talk right, look right, and in this outer shell has to be to a certain extent. So that's a lot of pressure. Can you imagine that? You walk
Mm,
around in sweatpants. No, you're a beauty queen. So it's this sense of perfectionism that I think is crippling.
yeah,
Yeah. And
yeah.
so are you compassionate with yourself and make a mistake when things
Hmm.
don't go as planned? So yeah, we can talk about that a little more later if
Yeah,
you want.
and what's interesting is that Miss Alabama, at first they were reporting it was a car accident, and then the New York Post reported no, it wasn't a car accident. She jumped off a building.
Ah,
But then there were people coming back saying that was BS. That wasn't true. So I'm gonna go look into it and find out. Either way, I'm just sad that they died, and it made me think about just that pressure you talked about in terms of social media and what that does, where it leads us to compare ourselves to other people, and it can really be damaging to your mental health. So be careful out there, everybody listening.
mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and they were both very smart. I think one of them went to law school, and the other one was a conservative commentator. So they both had bright careers in front of them. So
Whew.
shout out to them. But yeah, so going back to this anxiety issue in terms of what you're feeling right now, everybody, you know, um, I encourage you to find your peace. Right. So you got two factors that are probably stressing you out. One is what are these politicians going to do? What's this war going to lead to? I wouldn't don't overreact. I mean, you just got out of the pandemic. My God,
Mm-hmm.
like it's not time to. In fact, somebody you shared this with me where somebody said, "Congrats, you survived the pandemic, so your reward is World War III." And
Because we go from one crisis to the next. So, do have to think about how they use that emotion, the fear, as manipulation.
yeah, Yeah, I think so.
Hmm.
I just don't trust these politicians. I think that they were looking for a distraction, and
Hmm.
this is their distraction. So try not to let that drive you crazy with your portfolio. What am I doing with my stocks? I'll tell you, I'm buying the dip. I invest consistently, and the way I remove the stress is I do the same thing, whether the market's doing well or whether the market's doing poorly. I just do the same thing, have the same strategy, and that way I don't worry about what happened to the stock market today or
Hmm.
yesterday. So, and by the way, guys, if you want to join us later, I'll dig deeper into the stock market stuff, or if you subscribe and support the channel at intelligentblackpeople.com. For everybody that subscribes, I'll literally go research a list of stocks that the experts are saying are good stocks to buy during this particular crisis. I'm about to research that for my own family, so I'll share with you what I'm going to buy for my own family. So if you want to support us at intelligentblackpeople.com, you can do that. So here's the last little fun tidbit before we bounce out. So we're going to Louisville this week, everybody, and we're going to a banquet for a group called Black Achievers. And Black Achievers, I love Black Achievers because they're the group that gave me my first scholarship back when nobody wanted me. I'm like Mike Jones. Back then they didn't want me. Then I got hot and they was all on me. But back then they didn't want me. And let me just tell you, Black Achievers gave me a scholarship when nobody else would. So Alicia and I decided to sponsor the Black Achievers Banquet in Louisville, Kentucky, my hometown, where they give scholarships out to Black college students. So Alicia's trying to figure out which dress to wear. So we pulled all four dresses
Oh
up.
no,
I
look
hope
at
you guys can
that.
see it on the screen. And I'd be curious to know which of the dresses do you like? Put your answer in the chat. Now I'm gonna say, first of all, let me just let you all know what a thrill it was to watch her try on all those different outfits. Like that was, I
Well, I
really
needed you to zip me up because I couldn't zip those dresses up. They were two of them were really tight.
well, zipping you up was one of the great thrills of my life. Let me just say that.
Okay.
That was the best part. But so my answer in terms of which dress she looks best in, it's all four. But what do you guys think? So let's say that the top row is 1 and 2, going from left to right, and the bottom row is 3 and 4. So put your number in the chat. Let me see. Aduni says 4. I agree with Dooney. I like 4. I like that burgundy, and I
The
also
dark.
like 2. Okay, let's see. Sister says 4. Top row on the right says think for yourself. Yep, that one with the strap. I like that too. Yolanda says 1 or 4.
I'm
Okay,
kind of spilling out of that dress at the top.
you're
The
spilling
top.
out.
Yeah, it was
You,
a little spilling out.
you're jiggling, baby. Go ahead, baby. Uh, Edwin Kidd says top. Okay, well, there's two at the top, Edwin. So I'm not sure which one. But okay, but Edwin's picking up the top two. You're rocking number 4. I think 4. It looks like 4. I mean, I'm seeing a lot of
A lot
fours
of
from
fours.
Amaj and Black Bunta and Del Pope Bradford says 2 and then 4. Yeah, I'm right there. That's where I'm at. I'm 2 and 4.
Okay.
So
Well,
okay.
I'll bring both of them with us, and then you pick.
All right, great. Well, I can't wait to see which one.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'll pick. Yeah, you're gonna look great no matter what. All right, and just one more reminder. If you are interested, Lene Javette, who is an expert business strategist, is hosting an amazing conference called the Black Power Her Conference. It's all virtual. It's a business conference. It's for anybody that wants to start your business, take your business to the next level, create an excellent side hustle. She gathered 20 Black women who are CEOs, attorneys, millionaires, sales experts, etc., who can help you to put together your entire plan. Lene is extremely thorough. I've worked with her for many, many years. Lene helped you with your business.
Let me tell you, I am clueless when it comes to business. Clueless. Like I had everything else together, but I did not know what I was doing till I started working with Lene.
Yeah.
Like everything you see in terms of business, it's got her name all over it because I can't
Mm-hmm.
do it. And even you were like tired of talking to me every day. You were like, stop asking me so many questions.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
were like,
Lene.
I gotta hook you up with my friend.
Yeah. I mean, when you were struggling, I connected you with Lene, and Lene took everything to the next level. She's just great with branding. So anyway,
She's
if
so
you'd
good.
like to join the conference, it's March 5th and 6th, for 5 hours each day, and it's completely virtual, so you can do it from anywhere in the world. So feel free, if you're into that kind of thing, or you're figuring out a way to start your business, your side hustle, etc.
I'm
She's
going.
she's got 20 experts. Feel free to go take a look.
Yeah.
Alicia will be there. I'll be there. My daughters will be there. And you can go to boycewatkins.com. I've put the link on my website. So you can go to boycewatkins.com and find it there, or you can go to blackpowerherconference.com. Power her. So men and women are invited, but there's only going to be women on the stage. So that's kind of how Lene set it up. So feel free to go check it out. Okay, guys. So it was wonderful talking to you. God bless you, and hang in there. Don't freak out. Don't it's not the end of the world. Well, not yet. One day it will be, but not in your lifetime, I
Yeah.
assume.
Are we living in the end times, boys?
No, because if
We're
you get
not living in the end times.
no, because if you get to talking like that, people start
That's what the
doing crazy
that's what they
suicidal. So
say.
you're not. No.
But I mean, oh, I mean, the thing is, a nuclear war would end us. That's the thing.
Well,
It would potentially end us. I mean, even though it's happening on the other side of the globe, it's gonna affect us. How could it not?
well, remember they had Chernobyl. Was that kind of a nuclear
Yeah,
sort
they
of
said
thing?
that
That was
it was
pretty bad.
over from that one. But the thing, you have to come to peace. You have to come to terms with that. All of us have to come to terms with and be
Well,
comfortable with
well,
it.
you know what it means to me. It
Mm-hmm.
says you got to live every day like it's your last.
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever it is you're thinking about doing, or trying, or going for, or moving toward, just do it. Don't sit
Yeah.
still. Don't sit still waiting for bad things to happen. Like
Yeah, and
go make something
don't
good happen.
like I tell a lot of my clients, don't let that what if this happens? What if that happened? Don't let that drive you crazy.
Shoot, the world of what if will
The
drive you
world of
insane.
what ifs will drive you insane, and then you're not living your life. You're just worried about what's going to happen tomorrow,
Yep, yep.
and
Well,
tomorrow never comes.
you know what I'm worried about? I'm not worried about. I'm thinking about what's going to happen now. What's going to happen now is we're going to say goodbye, because we got a meeting in 3 minutes, and I want to say good luck to everybody. God bless you. Hit the thumbs up button. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up on your way out. If you'd like to join us at the Black Power Her Conference for business, I think today's the last day. Lene's offering 48% off the price of admission, so you can even get a discount today. So go to boycewatkins.com. The link is right there. So I'll see you guys soon, and have a good day, everybody.
Have a peaceful day, everybody.
Yes. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.